Hey everyone, welcome back to the Sword Fighting School with John and Steven. We've been doing a lot of work on structure within the body. And today what we'd like to talk about is the way that the grip of your hand on your weapon affects the structure of your shoulder and your elbow. Primarily your elbow and how it can protect or open up your elbow to a counter strike. You ready to go?
Let's go.
We're going to start off today with the longsword. When you're gripping the longsword, there are several different ways that you can grip it. What most people want to do right off the bat is hold it right against the guard, the quillins like this. And this choked grip holds it in a way that does not protect your hands or your wrist or your elbow. Because I'm holding it this way, if I hold it right in front of my arm, you can see that the edge and the quillins are not actually protecting my arm. The angle I want to hold it at is at about 45. So I want the quillin, the false edge quillin, to be touching the index finger knuckle on the back of my hand. If I hold it straight out in front of me like this, now you can see that this back edge quillin is protecting my elbow, and the edge is actually running in line with my forearm. If I hold it like a hammer, it's no longer protecting my arm. So this little change protects my elbow and puts the structure of my forearm behind my edge. That way, when I hit a target, I'm not having it out of line of my body, but I'm actually using my whole structure for that strike. If John puts his sword on my sword, go ahead and cut down on me, and he has this angle, go ahead and push down. He can get his whole body into it. Push hard, push hard. And you can see him actually pushing me at a slight angle. If he holds it like a hammer, go ahead and put it down on, and now push. Push hard. Hold on. Stay there. Go ahead and push hard. Okay, relax. Go ahead and change it to the other way. Go ahead and push hard. There's no way I can stop it now.
And I'm not even pushing at my full force with that one.
So you can see the difference in the amount of force that is behind the edge of the sword when you grip it at a slight angle. This also means that you can put your thumb on the back of the quillin block. And some swords, like this one, it has this indentation here. I like that a lot because that allows me to move my thumb around from one edge to the other edge and help in the manipulation of my edge. John's has double rings, so he still has that same amount of movement inside the ring, and he can use his thumb to manipulate the edge as well. And that helps keep the structure of our wrist and our forearm behind our edge. Now, with that being said, we are so far with a two-handed sword only talking about our dominant arm. We do need to be aware of the weak arm as well. Generally, when somebody's swinging a two-handed sword like this, we did a video talking about pulling with the shoulder. And the way, can I put this on you? Mm-hmm. When I swing at my target, if I'm pulling my shoulder, it rolls. But that's only if the target is not hitting back at us. If the target is hitting back at us, not only do I need to make sure that my edge stays aligned to transfer the energy that I'm imparting to the target, I also need to make sure that I am hiding my body behind my quillins. And the way I'm going to do that is by how I grip the back of my sword with my weak hand. I can either hold it at the pommel or I can hold them together. Both are right. Both have their times. But what I want to focus on primarily right here is that when I'm cutting down, I want my fingernails of my weak hand to reach up and touch my forearm. Where we want to do it, and I did this for a long time too, it was studying with people like Brian Stokes and others that helped me understand this better. I used to put my thumb under my arm and use my thumbnail to stop my arm so that I knew when I was in long guard. The issue with using my thumb, can we switch sides?
Yes, sir.
Is that if I'm cutting down at my target and I hit him, and I've got my thumb on it and slide down on my quillen because you're hitting me too, and extend, I'm still in that danger and I'm getting hit too. Would you agree?
Yes, sir. Now you're not getting hit.
Because I put my fingernails on my forearm, and that's giving me protection. You can see if my thumb is there, I get hit. If my fingernails are there, I don't.
Yeah, it's a huge difference actually.
And that allows me to rely on the quillins to protect me. And with this, I haven't even added footwork yet. If I do the same step, or same cut, but I add a piece of footwork, I'm going to step towards my left with a fendente, and I want you to just slowly countercut at me, please.
Yes, sir.
So I cut down, and I'm first going to bring my thumb to my forearm the way I used to do it. Ready? I don't like that.
Yeah.
Because now we both die. But if I bring my fingernails to my forearm, same thing, ready?
Nope.
And that gives me that, keep going, that's fine, you can slide down. That gives me that protection. And have to understand that when my quillins are there, I want you to slide down my sword so you go into my quillins.
Perfect.
And I'm going to do it with my thumb touching my forearm. Ready? And we both got hit. Let's do that again. Now it's going to be my fingernails touching my forearm. Ready? And look how that just guides it right off to the side of my head. So that means by putting my fingernails onto my forearm, so that when I complete long guard, I'm in this position, not this position, I have protected my head and my shoulder. If I cut straight down, but he steps to his right to countercut me. So you're still going to come down my sword, but you're going to take that angle. And I'm going to step straight forward. I cut down. This one, my thumb is going to be on my forearm again. I cut down. He steps to the side. Keep going. Keep going. Keep going. Keep going. No, keep going down. Slide. Right? We get that. And we get, I actually want you to see it in line with my forearm and how my forearm is in the way. Can you see that? My shoulder and my elbow are in the way. Would you agree?
Yeah.
But if I put my fingernails, same thing. Now, look how, go ahead and push down. I'm actually protecting, you're pushing down this way because you're sliding, right?
Yep.
And that's actually driving the energy, my strike, harder into my target. Yeah? And in fights, when we've been fencing, have you felt me use your strike to hit you harder?
Yes, you have. Many times, actually.
And this is done by holding your sword correctly so that you are protecting yourself and your defense. Their offense pulls your offense deeper into the target. And this is just a quick way to look at how the hands affect the use of the longsword to protect your whole body. Is there anything you want to add to this for the longsword?
Playing with that area there was, I'm always reminded on there was the relaxation of your thumb and forefinger, both in your descending and ascending cuts. So thinking about the structure in your hand is not just the structure of the angle in there, but how you're relaxing your fingers in that play.
If I grip my sword tight up and I choke up at the quillins like this, even if I hold it at an angle, if my opponent cuts down at me, come down over my edge, and we're going to be slightly out of range. He takes my thumb and my wrist. I hit him, but I lose my thumb and my wrist as well. Mm-hmm. Would you agree?
Yes.
If, however, I have that slightly relaxed grip, and now the way I'm going to do is I'm going to rest my finger just so it's barely touching over the top of the quillin. I'm not going to leave it there, although there are times that I will fight like this, but that's a different video entirely. Then I'm just going to pull it down underneath the quillin. That's going to put my thumb on my middle finger. That way, if my opponent cuts down at me, my thumb is completely protected. Would you agree?
Yeah, there's no contact at all there.
Whereas if I'm holding it here, I'm taking it right to the back of the thumb. Let's get a little closer so they can see that. So if I'm here, he's sliding down and I'm taking it right to the back of the thumb. Just by doing this, and go ahead and extend, I'm still protected. So this is how I protect my thumb with my grip. Now, that being said, if I do want to choke up on my sword, I can still do that. I'm going to come up, but I'm going to put my index finger over my thumb. So I get that. And what's interesting is we'll see this grip in Fior's manuscript, Fior de Battaglia, the Flower of Battle. He has this grip. This allows me to choke up, but if he's still hitting me, my thumb is still protected. Whereas if I'm here, my thumb gets hit. So that's the way I protect my thumb when I'm choking up. I cover my thumb with my index finger, but my thumb rests on my middle finger. And I want you to see that because this is how we're going to protect our hands, our thumb, while we are fencing with the longsword. I will tell you, all these fine manipulations of your hand don't really work in armored gauntlets. Whether they're made of metal, plastic, or high-density foam, you're going to lose a lot of this refinement in heavy gauntlets. Heavy gauntlets are great in a masked battle because the first thing you want to protect is your hands and your head, because those are the easiest to hit. But when we're looking at a duel or one-on-one fighting, and specifically unarmored dueling, these fine manipulations are important, and they are written about and drawn in the manuscripts. So we're not seeing mistakes in the artwork. When Fior has this grip, he means it. There's one I'm working on right now. It's in the manuscript with the one-handed, and it shows this grip. It's a weird grip. You can see the bend in the wrist. And I'm playing with it right now. I'm talking to the gentleman I study with, Brian Stokes. And I'm working on this, and when I get something, I'll bring it to you. Anything else you'd like to add?
That's it.
With that, we're going to close up this video. Thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this. Understand that if you have two hands on your weapon, the way that you hold your back hand is going to affect that elbow and that shoulder. From here, you can see how much movement. There's my thumb on my arm. There's my fingers on my arm. That's a lot of movement through my elbow that leaves a target exposed, right?
Yeah.
If you're in armor, it doesn't matter. But if you're just wearing shirt sleeves, that's very important. With that, we're going to close up. Thank you very much for joining us. Stay safe, and we look forward to seeing you at the next video. Until then, all the best to you and yours. Boom.
Be well, everyone.
Hey guys, thanks for watching the video. We hope you enjoyed it. Hope that we were able to give you some good information for gripping your sword. If you liked what you saw, please hit the subscribe button below and also hit the notification icon. We have a lot of videos that we know you'll enjoy. So please subscribe and share our videos around.